The two caffeinated idiots you are about to listen to may talk about themes of murder, gore, supernatural, and aliens. Listener discretion advised.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to
36? No.
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 That's not what we're doing today.
No.
We're doing
the days when I actually have the episode. It's not the episode we're recording.
You already have your story?
Yeah, because I thought it was that today.
Oh, no.
That's why because when I was going back to do the cover art, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, it's
5. Like, it's the 35. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, so it's Reddit today, I guess.
Yeah. It's just us relaxing. We didn't have to write a story. I thought you figured it out.
Yeah. No, I always forget.
Yeah. Well, it is the creepy Caffeinated Chronicles, episode 6. Part 6? I always put part 6, but I guess this...
Maybe.
I don't know. I guess I put part 6 to Dean Free... I can't speak. To tell them apart.
You just woke up too.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Oh, this is part 7.
Right.
We're recording part 7.
My bad. This is the creepy Caffeinated Chronicles part 7.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know what the worst part about that is? I'm pretty sure I put part 7 on the on the thing right here to tell me which one I'm on, which is even worse. So I know I looked it up. Then I forgot.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I just finished listening to the episode on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
Last week's episode. Oh my god. The Nightcrawler. So fucking creepy. It's cute, but at the same time it's disturbing. You know what I mean?
Like, I can see it having it as like a cute little cryptid. I don't see it as like a...
Like if it's like this height,
yeah.
like it's fine. But if it's gonna be like 7 feet tall, fuck no.
Pick a lane, buddy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
They have plushies of it. I want it. It just looks like it looks like a wishbone.
Dude, having that like on the couch would be like fucking cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It'd be like a perfect neck pillow too. Like if you're on an airplane. Because it just looks like a wishbone.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know who's gonna do the episode first. Do you wanna like rock, paper, scissors it?
Sure.
Winner does it first or loser does it first?
Loser does it first.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, we just scissored each other.
I thought that in my head, but you said it out loud. I was like, okay.
Bro, we match each other's frequencies.
Jesus, alright.
I haven't slept since 9 a.m. yesterday, bro. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. We just papered each other now.
Oh my god.
I swear to God, okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wait, loser does it first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Michael basically cut me.
In rock, paper, scissors. I want to get the record straight. Rock, paper, scissors.
He did not cut me with the knife.
No, I didn't. Jesus Christ. But dear viewers, you may be asking.
You mean listeners?
You Nicole, you may be asking.
Nicole and Alice.
Nicole and Alice, you may be wondering, what are you guys drinking? Well, we're drinking coffee. But there's something better than coffee.
Okay, then.
Promoted coffee.
Alright, so just fuck my script. I'm just gonna...
No, I'm trying to hype you up so you can just take the reins here.
Alright. Right now, it's 8 a.m. I just got home from work. I mean, Michael's home from work. And there's nothing I like more than waking up in the morning, even though I just got home from work, and making a cup of coffee. Especially if the packaging has a cute waifu on it. Itasha Coffee has a variety of flavors, such as Beach Please, which is toasted coconut, a Sticky Situation, which is caramel macchiato, and my favorite, Goblin D's Nuts, which is bourbon pecan. There's also small mystery sample flavors if you want to be surprised and aren't picky. And there's also a subscription known as Coffee Club, where you can discover new flavors every month. You can even choose between ground beans, whole beans, and K-Cups, 12 to 24. Use our code Caffeinated Creeps Podcast for 5% off. Alright. This is from r/creepy stories. The author is _Lily_Black. This was posted 18 days ago. The title is called The Silent Ward.
Ooh, okay.
I felt this low-key in my bones because I work at night. So this is only like, how do I say it? Like, I feel like it was a perfect spooky story for me to read at work about working at night.
Uh-huh.
I took the night shift because it paid more. That was really all there was to it. I wasn't in it to help people or give back to the community. Bills were piling up, student loans, rent, my car's alignment was shot, and I needed a new pair of shoes. So when they offered a few extra dollars an hour to cover nights at the hospital, I didn't even blink. The place was called DF Memorial. It was one of those huge concrete block buildings from the 50s. The kind of green-tinted windows and humming fluorescents that flicker when you walk under them. The newer part of the hospital had touchscreens and those slick rolling beds with built-in speakers. But the wing I got assigned to, it was older. No touchscreens, no music, just linoleum, tile floors with hairline cracks running through them, a bunch of rusty handrails, and the smell of antiseptic that never went away no matter how many times the place got cleaned. The nurse who trained me, Marla, was about 5'2" and never looked me in the eye. She had this wide-eyed way of speaking, and she was always waiting for someone to interrupt her. Like she was always waiting for someone to interrupt her, my bad. She handed me a clipboard, and I noticed her hand shook a little. Not a lot, but just enough. You'll be covering Ward C, she said. It's sealed off from the main floor, but there's a corridor that still connects through the stairwell. Maintenance left the lights on low for safety. What kind of patients? I asked. She hesitated. You'll see. Ward C had been shut down in the early 2000s after some kind of renovation budget got cut. Supposedly, it was used now for overflow, but no one ever said overflow from what. The place hadn't seen paint in 2 decades. The hallway leading to it was lined with storage bins and old wheelchairs. With shredded vinyl seats, someone had draped the plastic tarp over a gurney, and it bludgeoned.
You got it.
I can't fucking read, Michael. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, I can't either.
And I lost my part too.
Something about bludgeoning?
No, it was something else.
It wasn't bludgeoning?
No. Nicole's just probably like shaking her head right now. Alice is probably sewing right now, shaking her head too. Anyways, I love watching your cosplay progresses on your stories, Alice.
Shout out to Alice.
Shout out to Alice. We love Alice.
It's a real one right there.
I see Nicole every day. I talk to Nicole every day, so.
Yeah. Nicole already knows.
Yeah, Nicole already knows how awesome she is.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it at?
Oh, like if this podcast ever gets like any farther than we think it can be, every now and then, like, you know how we're just shouting out Nicole and like Alice. I'm just gonna have like a fucking long list of names. Like, oh, by the way, everyone here is awesome. I'm just gonna read like fucking like list of names.
Like the Dungeons and Dads with like their Patreons at the end of each episode. That's so cool. All right, I found it. Someone had draped a plastic tarp over a gurney and it bulged in the middle like something was still underneath it. You know what?
You were trying to read the word bulge?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Shut up. Alright. Anyways, in case you missed it, essentially somebody put a tarp over a gurney, but there was a bulge in the middle, like if somebody was underneath it. I hated how quiet it got back there. The kind of quiet where your ears started ringing just to remind you you're still alive. Ew, I hate that. The door towards C was a heavy fire-rated thing with a steel handle and a faded authorized personnel only sticker that had peeled halfway off. The key they gave me stuck a little when I turned it. I had to push with my shoulder to get it open. The lights buzzed when they came on, but they stayed dim, just enough to see a few feet ahead. There were 6 rooms in the ward, 3 on each side. A narrow nurse's station at the end with a flickering monitor that didn't seem to be connected to anything. And patients, 4 of them. They didn't speak. They didn't move much either. I checked their names on their chart. Howard M., Edith K., Lyle D., and unidentified male number 3. No birth dates listed, no diagnosis, no scheduled medications. Just vitals stable and monitored nightly. The first thing I noticed was that they all stared straight up, no matter if I walked in, coughed, even waved the hand in front of their faces. They just laid in their beds and stared at the ceiling, eyes open, unblinking. I touched Edith's wrist to check her pulse, and she flinched a little but didn't look at me. Then I noticed the walls. In each of the rooms near the doors, someone had scratched something into the paint, deep enough that you can still see it through 3 layers of whitewash. The same sentence in all 4 rooms. Close the door before it comes. Not if, not maybe, just before it comes. That first night, I thought it was some kind of leftover psych ward graffiti. I figured maybe they stuck the long-term mental health cases in here and left them to rot. Or maybe one of the nurses got bored and decided to mess with the new hire. I wrote it off, made my rounds, clocked out, drove home in silence. But when I got back the next night, the hallway felt colder, like the air had been pulled tight. I told myself it was just the HVAC being weird in the old part of the building, but something about the place stuck to me. You know when you walk into a room and you know someone else is there, even if you can't see them? That's what it felt like, except it wasn't someone, it was something, and it was waiting. The second night started the same way. Cold air, dead hallway, no sound except for my own shoes sticking to the tile. I buzzed in through the stairwell, past the old vending machine with its cracked screen, and opened the door towards C. Something felt off right away. I hadn't touched anything the night before, I just checked vitals, logged time, left. But now the supply cabinet was open. Not all the way, just a crack. Enough for the door to cast a slice of shadow across the floor. I don't remember
It's a rough morning.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Bear with us, everybody.
Yeah, bear with us. Man, now you made me lose my spot.
I'm so sorry. But I'm so sorry.
Okay, enough for the door to cast a slice of shadow across the floor. I didn't remember leaving it like that, and it made me pause. I walked to the first room, room 1, Howard M., still lying flat, eyes open, neck craned like he was tracking something above him. I looked up, just the ceiling tiles, fluorescent light flickering behind the frosted plastic cover, same as last night. But this time, Howard's lips moved. Not much, just a twitch, like he was mouthing something. I leaned closer, his eyes didn't shift, his gaze locked on that same stretch of stained ceiling. I was inches from his face, and I could hear it now, the faintest rasp. Don't open it. I stepped back fast, my heart was already in my throat. I grabbed my clipboard, pretending I hadn't heard him, marked his vitals normal, BP slightly elevated, but nothing extreme. In room 2, Edith K. had her hands folded tightly over her chest like she was praying. But her fingers were moving, small repetitive twitches as if she was counting silently or signaling. Room 3 was empty. The bed was stripped and bare, tucked tight. I didn't think much of it until I realized I hadn't noticed an empty room last night. I went to the station to check the file again. It said 4 patients. Howard M., Edith K., Lyle D., and unidentified male number 3. But only 3 rooms were occupied. Room 4, Lyle D., same position. Staring at the ceiling, pupils dilated too wide for the room's light. When I leaned in to check his pulse, he let out a sharp exhale, and I jumped. He didn't blink, just said barely above a whisper, "Don't leave it open." Same words, different voice. My stomach turned. I went to room 5. That was the one with unidentified male number 3. The door was closed. I remember leaving it that way, but now the handle was ice cold. No room temp, not slightly cool. I mean, well, hold up. The way that this person wrote it was weird. Hold up.
How'd they write it?
It's just like, they tried to add like a whole bunch of like periods and pauses to make it like sound like more spooky.
Okay, and it's kind of hard to translate that into...
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back. Alright. The door was closed. I remember leaving it that way, but now the handle was ice cold. Not room temp, not slightly cold, I mean cold. Like something pulled the heat right out of the metal. I pushed it open and felt immediate resistance, like the air itself was thicker inside. The man was lying perfectly still, just like the others, except his eyes weren't on the ceiling. They were wide open and pointed at me. I froze. He blinked once, slow, like he was registering me. Then his head tilted, not fast, not dramatic, just a slow lean, like he was adjusting to hear better. And then he smiled. It wasn't friendly. It wasn't even human. It was the kind of smile you see when someone knows something they shouldn't. Like they've been watching too long. When they've been watching too long. I backed out of the room and shut the door behind me. I tried to laugh it off. Thought maybe I was too tired. Maybe I was reading into it too much. But the scratches on the wall didn't help because now the message had changed. In room 2, under the close the door before it comes, a new line had been scratched in, thin and fresh. You could still see the white dust where the paint flaked off. It watches when the door stays open. No one else had been in the ward. I was the only nurse assigned there. Security said the cameras had stopped working years ago in that wing. I even asked Marla if she had checked in behind me. She shook her head fast and said I never go in there anymore. Why not? I asked. She just said, we aren't supposed to reopen that ward. It was meant to be sealed. That word stuck with me. Sealed. Like something had been trapped there or kept in. Later that night, the hallways blinked out. All of them. Not just a flicker. Full black. I had to use my phone's flashlight to find the panel and reset the switch. I would freak the fuck out. That happened one time at my job, where the lights completely just turned off.
Oh, shit.
It happens because it's at the foot of a mountain, and it's always windy.
Mm-hmm.
And what sucks is that because it's in the foot of a mountain, if there's no electricity, I have no service at all whatsoever. Like, when I called you when I was still at work, I have to use the internet to call you, like, because I get no service up there. I had to use my phone's flashlight to find the panel and reset the switch. When they came back on, room 3, the one that was empty before, had its door wide open. And the bed wasn't empty anymore. I stood outside room 3 for a long time. It had been empty the night before. That was one thing I was sure of. I remember the way the plastic mattress looked without the sheet. The pale blue texture that always reminded me of the swimming pool liners, but now it was made. Tight hospital corners, blanket drawn up to the chest, and someone was in the bed. They weren't asleep, but I could see the rise and fall of the blanket with their breath. The door was open, but just barely, the way someone might leave it if they weren't sure if they wanted it open in the first place. I hesitated before pushing it open. My fingers brushed the edge of the wood. It was damp, not wet, but soft like the humidity had soaked into it overnight. Inside, the person in the bed didn't move. Their face was turned to the wall. A curtain had been drawn across the space, but not enough to hide them. I stepped in slowly, trying not to make a sound. The first thing I noticed was the smell. It wasn't what you'd expect in a hospital. Not antiseptic, not soap. It was more like soil, damp earth, basement concrete after a flood. I looked up. The vent above the bed was dripping. Thin trails of water traced on the wall, darkening the paint. The person turned over. She was a woman, probably mid-40s, dark hair, pale skin, but what froze me was her mouth. It had been sewn shut. Stitches, real ones. Thin black thread pulled through the lips, looped over and under like a child's first attempt at embroidery. Her eyes were wide. She saw me. Her body trembled like she was trying to speak, trying to scream but couldn't. I stepped back. My heel caught on the leg of the bed behind me and I stumbled. The curtain rattled on its rod. She jerked towards the sound as if it had triggered something in her. She lifted one hand. Her fingers made a slow, deliberate motion, not waving, not pointing. Writing. She traced letters in the air over and over. C-L-O-S-E. Which is close if you can't spell, Michael.
Yes. Oh, Fuck you. Alright.
I backed into the hall. The hallway lights flickered again like they had the night before. This time the flicker lasted longer and I stood still, afraid to move. When the lights came back on, the door to room 3 was shut again, and the message on the wall in room 2 had changed. The older lines were still there, but underneath them another had appeared. This one was longer, much more rushed. The scratches overlapped, letters jagged and uneven, like whoever wrote it couldn't hold still. It heard the door, now it's listening. At that point, I should have called someone. I should have gotten on the radio, walked out. I didn't. Instead, I did another round.
Shit.
Why the
fuck?
This person has the biggest balls known to mankind. I could never.
I would have walked out a long time ago.
Like,
just like, honestly, fuck that.
And what's crazy is that the back door of my job doesn't lock. So I feel like I swear to God, like if I ever heard that door open or close by itself, I'll be hiding in the fucking bathroom and I'll be calling my boss, get your ass over here. She lives 5 minutes away. I'll be like, get your ass over here now. I heard, even if it's like nothing, I don't care. I will call my boss like that. Alright. I started with Howard. His vitals were the same, but now his hands were pressed flat against the mattress. His fingers had dug into the sheets. He wasn't moving, but his knuckles were white. I checked Edith next. She was still in the same position, but her head had turned ever so slightly, and her eyes weren't on the ceiling anymore. They were looking at the vent. I followed her gaze. The same damp stain had formed there too. The water had spread, darkening the ceiling tiles in a wide, uneven bloom. I could hear it now. Not a drip. A hiss. Room 4 was worse. Lyle was sitting up. I found him that way. Not gradually waking, not groggy, just fully upright, legs over the edge of the bed, back rigid, hands in his lap. He was looking right at me when I walked in, and he said nothing. But he pointed at the window. The blinds were down. I walked over, unsure of what I was supposed to see. I pulled one slat down with my finger. The outside hall was dark. No darker than dark, no exit lights. No emergency signs. It looked like the world had stopped on the other side of that glass. But just as I let the slat fall back into place, I caught a flash of movement. Something small, low to the ground, crawling. When I turned back to Lyle, he was lying down again. No memory of sitting, no sign he had ever moved. His hands were back on his chest, folded like before. That was when I heard the door. Not one of the patient's doors, the main one. The thick one at the end of the hall, the one we weren't supposed to leave open. It creaked slowly, painfully, and then it stopped. Just a little open, not enough to see through, just enough to know it wasn't shut anymore. I walked towards it. My legs felt wrong, numb almost. The kind of sensation you get right before a fever breaks. As I got closer, I could hear something from the other side, not movement, not footsteps, breathing. But not normal breathing either. It was slow, deliberate, the kind of sound a person makes when they want to be heard. The vent above me groaned. Something shifted inside it. And then something small landed on my shoulder. It was wet. I reached up to touch it, and my fingers came back dark, not red, but black. It was thick and smelled like rust and rot and something worse. And when I looked down the hallway again, room 3 was open. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Man, okay.
Ended us on a cliffhanger, huh?
Is there like a part 2 to it?
I don't think so. What do you think it could be? I think it's Venom.
That would make some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But still, like, what pisses me off is that room 3 was empty, right? Whatever. And then one day it wasn't, and she looks in there, and then it's like a woman with, like, stitches across her mouth. Like, does she not talk to anybody? And, like, I have issues with this, too, because how are the residents taken care of during the day? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Somebody else has to be there. Like, she needs to do report. She needs to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck does this... Like, you are not allowed to leave your patients alone like that. Not even 5 minutes.
Like, is this person even following work policy? Like, come on.
Exactly. Like... Because I work in healthcare, so I know what it is.
Yeah.
You cannot leave your post unless somebody else comes to, to take over for the next shift.
Yeah.
So, it's ridiculous. I'm just like... Who's taking care of them during the day? Are they eating? Are they getting their asses wiped? Like, that's my concern. And I'm just like... She's a good writer.
Yeah.
That's for sure, too. But it's like... These questions, man. Like, if I saw a patient with her mouth sewn shut, I'd be telling everybody and my mama about this.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, I would have left, like, a long time ago. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You cannot pay me. Okay, maybe if you pay me enough, I'll probably
it
not
has
stay.
to be a high amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're broke.
I'll do anything for money. Did you sent me it already? But the Aaron case of him in court.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so heartbreaking.
Oh god.
Like he's such a sweetheart.
I was reading the comments and somebody had said that they met Aaron, and they had the opportunity to meet him, and that like the first thing he started gushing about was his wedding at Disneyland. And about how much he loves his wife.
Oh.
And like it's just insane that the first thing they want to talk about is how much they love their wife and not the show or ghosts or whatever, what made them famous. Like no, like he wanted to talk about his wife, his best friend.
That's so heartbreaking.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch. You know what? I feel like she's in the same tier as Yolanda.
That's some strong words right there.
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm waiting for her release date. She's gonna catch these hands. This is not a threat. I swear to God, this is just a joke. For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Okay. Alright. My lawyers have advised me not to finish the joke.
Or is it? I'm just kidding.
Wow, okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if that bitch might sue if she happened to listen.
No, because this is a comedy podcast, and what is said on this comedy podcast should not be taken to literal degrees.
Yes.
After all, we are two idiots in our content warning, so
yeah.
There's no...
Like, Michael and I just scissored each other, but did we actually scissor each other? No.
They'll never know.
They'll never know. I know.
So this one is from the No Sleep Reddit. From user AlexStormXO. I keep getting voicemails from my daughter. She died in 2009.
Fuck no.
People have like a really big fear about... I don't know. Fuck, how old were you when that movie came out? I like carbon date myself here. There's this movie that's like about voicemails. Like back when everyone had like flip phones and shit. It was a horror movie. One Missed Call. I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, "Fuck! I'm never gonna have a phone. This is terrifying." And now I can't get my face out of my phone.
What is it about?
I think it's been a minute since I watched it. Like this, people get calls from themselves, but like, the time it varies, but it's like either a few minutes to maybe like a few days before they die. Like they're calling themselves, warning them about the situation, and then like the day will play out, and they'll get into that situation and they realize what's going on, and then they'll make that call, and they fucking die. And I think the main person is trying to like stop it, like the people around her, and then I think herself, because she got that call. I don't exactly remember how it ended, but I just remember like, hearing yourself panic on the phone is already a scary thought. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hear that. So I'm just like, I'm never going to get a phone.
That's so real, honestly.
When my daughter Emma died in 2009, I thought the worst pain was over. I was wrong. She was only 10, hit by a truck driver while riding her bike in front of our house. I don't need to describe the hell that followed. If you lost a child, you already know it. If you haven't, think whatever God you believe in. The first voicemail came on when what would have been her 24th birthday. Damn. Fucking long ass time. It was 3:16 a.m. when my phone buzzed. I was already awake. Insomnia has been my shadow since we buried her. I recognized the number instantly. It was hers. We kept her phone plan going for a while after her death, just to hear her voice on the voicemail. Eventually we canceled it, or I thought we did. That's actually so fucking sad. Holy shit, that is so depressing. The message was oh my god.
You good?
No. The message was only a few seconds long. Dad, then static. I sat up at the bed, phone shaking in my hand. I played it again. Same thing, same voice.
No.
Her voice, not a glitchy AI sound, not some kid playing a prank. It was Emma, soft and confused. Just like she used to sound when she woke up from a nightmare. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I didn't tell anyone. The next night, it happened again. Dad, are you still mad at me? Then static. Then silence. I stopped checking the message for a few days, thinking if I didn't listen, it would stop. It didn't. They came every night at 3:16 a.m. exactly. Always from her old number, always her voice. I finally gave in and listened to all of them. Some were whispers I couldn't make out. Some were just sobbing. But one night, she said, "I'm cold. It's so dark here." I took the phone to the police. Why the fuck? Alright, the officer was sympathetic, but firm. Probably a scam. Maybe some kind of sick hacking. They'd look into it. They never called me back. I contacted the phone company. Her number has been reassigned to a teenager in Wisconsin. I spoke to his mother. She said he hadn't used his phone in months. He lost it around the same time the voicemail started. My therapist told me it was a grief, unresolved trauma, that my brain was playing tricks on me. But here's the thing. Emma said something in her last voicemail that shattered any doubt. It was June 3rd, the anniversary of her death. The message was longer this time. Dad, I saw you by the bike. I tried to yell. I waved. You looked right through me. And then a pause. Then, why did you pretend you didn't see me? I hadn't told anyone I visited the exact spot that day. Not my sister, not my ex-wife, no one. I didn't think I saw something. A flicker in the corner of my eye, a small figure in a blue jacket. The same one she was wearing that day. But when I turned, nothing was there. I told myself it was just my imagination. And then came the final message, 2 nights ago. It was different, louder, and more alive. Daddy, I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore. He's getting mad. Static crackled like fire. Then I heard a new voice, not Emma's. It was deep, slow, and wrong. It said, "Stop looking. You'll see us soon enough." The line went dead. I smashed the phone. Yesterday I got a new phone number, new provider, burned the old SIM. A SIM card for any young people who don't know what SIM cards are anymore.
I know what a fucking SIM card is, dumbass. You're like 2 years older than me. Calm down.
Fuck you. Youths, I swear. Brand new phone. And still tonight, at exactly 3:16 a.m., the phone buzzed. One new voicemail. From Emma. That's it.
What the fuck? You know what? All I hear is ghosts and phones, and it actually reminds me of an anime character.
Which one?
Her name is Kyoka, and she's from Bungo Stray Dogs. Bungo Stray Dogs is almost every single anime character in there is based off of a real life author, and they're magical abilities are like the most popular book that they've ever like written. So, like for example, hers is Demon Snow, and she has a curse where her mother's abilities was transferred to her via a phone. So she always has this phone around her, and she can call forth to it by like literally talking on the phone, like Demon Snow, and she'll like summon this fucking like this cool ass samurai like demon type of thing, and then like it'll just kill people. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. That would, oh my god, that's just sad. Like, if it was a joke from somebody, I mean, I know it's not because it's just a scary story. Yeah. But, like, I mean, if it was a joke from somebody, that's so fucked up.
It's just really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the, like, you know, other Redditors that comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're saying, you know, good story, or how old when your daughter died, and like, Alex is really honing in on the fact that it's, you know, he's in the story or they're in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I was 32 when I lost her, old enough to know what death meant, too young to survive it. But they're just like really, they're not breaking character.
Oh yeah, that's how a lot of them are on Reddit.
Yeah. And I just...
The psych word one pisses me off though. That would fucking... Cause look at this dude, he was like going through something crazy but tried to do something about it.
Yeah.
This bitch did not. They're like, huh, okay, that's weird. Anyways, let me just close the door.
That's weird. Person standing in a corner, mouth sewn shut. Well, it's 11:30, time for my lunch. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go clock out.
Unless they were like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Ooh, that could be. Yeah.
I don't get paid enough for this shit, and then just walked out.
I get paid on tips. No one tips here. Dun dun dun. That's it.
There's times where residents try to pay you in tips because, like, you know, they're confused or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, she's all like, how much is it? And, like, when you give them their breakfast, it's like, oh, no, don't worry, it's on the house. And I'm like, are you sure? I don't know if I can afford this. And I'm like, no, don't worry, it's on the house. Or, like, you're, like, opening their closet to, like, help them pick out clothes. And you're like, oh, what about this one? Like, do you want to wear this shirt? They're like, yeah, how much is it? And I'm like, it's yours. Like, are you sure it's mine? I'm like, yeah, it's yours. I don't know. Old people are so sweet. Well, this was fun. This is the first time we've ever recorded so early.
Is it?
Yeah, because the latest we've recorded is like 2, but I wouldn't call that early. I would call that late. But yeah, I think this is a perfect time to end it.
Yeah. It was nice living, but yeah.
That's not what I meant. But I mean, hey. Doesn't sound too bad.
Doesn't sound too bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no. Fuck that. I'm trying to get a... Can I say that? I mean, I know we're like... People already know that we're like down bad and freaky and shit.
I was like, I want to fuck bitches and get money before I die.
I was gonna... Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I was gonna be like... I'm trying to get a goth baddie tongue down my throat. Like... Oh... thanks everybody for stopping by.
Digital footprint, bro. We're cooked.
Oh,
we're definitely cooked,
brother. We're cooked, seasoned, and plated already.
Yeah.
Like seasoned fries on the side.
Yeah. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna open up this hawk smut that my friend sent me. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
AO3 is low key like becoming like my best friend.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Because I used to rate shit on Tumblr and everything, and I would read my fics on Tumblr, but something about AO3, it's like Tumblr's like child's play compared to AO3.
Didn't something happen to AO3 a while ago? Didn't it shut down for like a...
They wanted to shut it down. Yeah, the government wants to shut it down.
Yeah. Hmm.
You can't shut down my porn!
They're trying to do it, though.
They're trying to.
That's
for sure.
You silence the smut, you silence the... Mm-hmm. You silence the population.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I don't know what's up. I've been participating too much in like liking a lot of Fortnite shit that now like I'm getting a lot of Fortnite porn like on Reddit, and I'm like, interesting. Like, I'm not complaining, but I'm like, it's like ships, like characters that you wouldn't even like expect, like
Gojo and Doomslayer?
No, I mean that doesn't count because that's like their own respective genres. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like Fortnite, like original characters and everything.
Please tell me that there's a fanfic about like the murder mystery game already, like from the perspective of somebody, and they're like,
I'll write one.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should play murder mystery as soon as I get home because they released the summer map, and it's like in the water. It looks nice.
Okay.
And then like they redid the whole lobby. There's like a roller coaster there too. There's a pool. There's a dance floor.
Sounds good.
Seems fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Alright. I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. Goodbye. I've overstayed my welcome.
Alright. Thanks everybody so much for stopping by for the creepy Caffeinated Chronicles Part 7.
Yeah.
Alright, Part 7.
Mm-hmm.
Go to utasha.com/caffeinatedcreepspodcast or use code caffeinatedcreepspodcast at your checkout for 5% off.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate you guys a lot. Shout out to Nicole.
We always have to mention her in every single episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I told you that I met Nicole's friends, right? Probably not. Anyways, they were on a Discord call and I wanted to troll them with my soundboard. And I'm in a server with them and it was just like a little friendly server. I've been wanting to play games with them, but like every time I message like, hey, can we play this? Like they never reply to me.
Is it with Mars?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they were on a Discord call and I was like, can I join this Discord call because I want to test some stuff out on my soundboard? They're like, sure, hop on in. I hop on in and then Nicole's all like, she's introducing me to her friends. And I meet Mars, and they're like, hi, I'm Mars. I like women, and my beautiful girlfriend.
You should just be like, so you're Mars, huh?
No, it's funny. It's so funny. And I was like, Mars, I was like, don't worry. I was like, you and me, we're in the same frequency. I also love beautiful women. And then he's like, and he's like, and my girlfriend's a beautiful woman too. And I was like, I agree that your girlfriend is a beautiful woman. I really love her cosplays and everything. And she was on the call too. She's like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. And I'm like, yeah. Wait, no, it wasn't Mars. My bad. It was Specs. My bad. I get confused with the two. Specs is the dude. Mars is Nicole's bestie. But yeah, like I met them a little bit. I was trolling with the soundboard. We were talking about the podcast because I was also doing notes, or I was getting ready to do notes. And then what's it called? Nicole's all like, what episode should I like introduce Mars to? And I was all like, honestly, I don't know.
There's not like a good jumping point.
Yeah. I was like, I genuinely don't know.
I would say the first one because, you know, you always want to start with the first one. But that one, to me, personally, that I feel like that one's just a little tough one to sit through just because I know it was our first time. And...
Pause.
It was our first time recording. Pause. It was our first time recording the podcast.
I had to. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
We made the scissoring joke earlier. I made the scissoring joke earlier.
But
we could have done if we would have done Rocket, we could have made another nasty joke with that too.
But to me, it was just like it was a hard one to always sit through, because I know it was like we were
the first like 3 episodes.
Yeah, or like.
Now you're like begging me to leave your house.
Now I can't get you to leave.
Basically.
You come through the door. What's up, bitches? You sit down your fucking backpack and you're just like, what's up, everybody?
Where's Daisy? I'm gonna cuddle in bed with her.
I hope she got home. Fuck her.
Where was she at?
I think round 1 last night with one of her friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. She needs to have her girls' night.
I was gonna say I wish I had friends, but like you're literally right here.
Wow. Okay.
I see
you can't use that joke anymore.
I know, right? That's insane. Because I used to make that joke all the time. Now I can't because I actually have friends that care about me.
You used to make that joke here on the podcast. I think like during like the first 10 or during probably like the first 10 episodes. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I think you used it.
I don't remember.
I think you're like. I could have sworn I heard it like on a podcast. You were
I'm
like.
pretty sure I was just saying that like when we first met. I don't think I was saying that on the podcast.
I think you said it once.
Maybe.
You probably did.
I don't know.
Because I think I even rebutted like, oh, what
now
the fuck
to
am
the
I
point
then?
where we're not even friends anymore. You're family.
Mm.
This is Olive Garden. Your family.
Oh my. God, I could go for some fucking breadsticks. Some gnocchi soup.
I'm gonna choke down some Alfredo as soon as I get home.
If I could just eat like chicken parmesan.
Oh my god, stop.
God,
I'm finna bust right now,
bro.
Put
it between like 2 toasted garlic herb bread.
Where's my soundboard?
Oh my God.
Someone take the soundboard away from me.
If this wasn't a supernatural true crime podcast, this would be a food podcast for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I could talk endlessly about fucking food. Eating food.
Because I always make the joke, too, that, like, I want to bathe in, like, Wingstop Ranch. Mm-hmm. It's like, not really, dude. Like, I really do not want to bathe in Wingstop Ranch. It was weird. You
need to try the pizza place I'm telling you about. Like, their ranch. Dude! Fuck, it's so good.
Bro.
It's so
fucking good. Do you have
good.
Like, a picture, like, of, like, their card or whatever?
Dude, I have the fucking pamphlet they gave us, like, years ago.
Oh, hell yeah. Send it to me, please.
I think it's my favorites, too.
When I get paid next week, I'll go and I'll order some for me and my mom.
Ah, perfect, because what they have is a ridiculous size pizza. Alright, I'll send you the thing. So,
fuck yeah.
Their sizes go from 10, 12-incher, 14, 16, double D, and 24.
The bigger the better.
Double D is his deep dish.
Go big or go home.
The 24 one, I'm kidding you, is a fucking large box of pizza. Mm-hmm. They cut up like really big squares for it. Mm-hmm. But it is inexpensive. Like if you get the big one, it's pricey. Mm-hmm. I will not lie to you.
I bet. No, but I mean, like if it's like for a party thing and people are splitting it, I mean, fuck it, why not? You know.
I mean, we got it yesterday for 4 people, so.
It's not bad.
And we still have like leftovers.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, when you get, I would say get like 4 ranches when you try it out. It's good.
I will.
God.
I've been wanting to get the stuff to make like ranch homemade instead because it tastes better. Mm-hmm. My mom's favorite ranch is Hidden Valley. That shit tastes disgusting.
Hidden Valley it's a good staple.
No, it's not.
Staple.
It is.
That is literally Wingstop Ranch.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's It tastes more acidic because it's supposed to be processed so that it doesn't go bad quickly.
Oh, honey.
Like I can taste it. Like it tastes more acidic or whatever, but like actual Wingstop Ranch, like it tastes different.
It's Hidden Valley.
No, I know. Look at like I understand it's like Hidden Valley from like the packet. Mm. I'm talking about like the bottles you buy. Yeah, the bottles.
Okay, I'll give you that. There's a different taste to it.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I know what fucking Hidden Valley tastes like, bro. I know that it's Hidden Valley seasonings and shit like that. There's a George's Burgers near my house and everything where they make the fucking best ranch ever too. I haven't eaten there in like a decade probably, but it's good. There's also a Mexican restaurant I've been wanting to take you and the fam to close to where I live. Like the restaurant's like outside though, but it's recommended that you get the food to go because it's next to like a garbage area and it smells so bad, and it's an outside restaurant. But to be honest, like growing up, my mom did not give a fuck. So we would eat and everything. I'm used to it, so I wouldn't give a fuck either. But obviously you guys wouldn't, so. But yeah, the food there is delicious. I always get the molitas because they're bomb. I tried molitas at a different restaurant. I was like, no, these don't slap as good as those. Alright, I should really go now.
Okay, go get some rest.
Alright, goodbye everybody.
Goodbye everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.